everyone. I'm Mike Urbans.
And I'm Denise Urbans.
From the newly renovated Urbans Aqua Podcast Studios. Thanks, Denise, for renovating her closet.
It was really the water leak.
The water leak from the cat.
From the cat.
Because he didn't read the instructions.
Well, no, we didn't read the instructions.
You didn't read the instructions.
And turn the water off to the sink.
And the cat literally flooded the house. Because he hit the faucet on. We digress, but we're glad you found us. Now you know. Read the instructions.
Exactly.
Dumbass.
Don't leave your cat loose.
Loose. A smart cat.
Yeah.
Is a smart cat.
Well, no, you're accusing one cat. We don't know which one it was.
Oh, it had to be Jake. I mean, Louie.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a creep.
Yeah, he's the one. But we're glad you found us. I think I said that already. But we're all guilty as charged of not reading the instructions, especially us men.
Well,
we tend to plow through until we break something or it just is in a million pieces. And how hard can it be?
And the person with you sits idly by, biting their tongue, not saying a word.
Looking over your shoulder like the customer.
Looking for the directions online.
It's very embarrassing, especially if it's a brand new install. We say, how hard can it be? But we don't read the instructions. We blame the fine print or the lack of instruction clarity, especially some foreign countries that have some comically written instructions, you have to say. Again, we blame the manufacturer. And some now, Denise brought up, augment with pictures.
Well, some of them aren't even sending words. It's all pictures.
Pictures. Funny you mention that. I just fired up a new dehumidifier, and it had all the most comical pictures, like people falling, and I couldn't get it. But it's a dehumidifier. You turn it on, set the humidity. Yeah. But it's usually our dumb butts that get us in the trouble. We rush, we don't read, and we wind up sometimes ruining the job or the appliance that we're working on. And especially water treatment. How many people have installed them backwards? That's the biggest nightmare that you could ever have on a softener install. It's funny that if you're replacing with a fleck or a clack valve, the old auto troll, are they still around? The auto troll?
Yeah, they're
They
around.
actually had their left and right different. So some guys would pull out an old auto troll and put in a new, say, clack or fleck valve. They're opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't look. They have big arrows on there that point to you. I mean, it literally can cost tens of thousands of dollars.
I'm sure.
We've had something like that happen, and the homeowner took it upon himself to turn on all the faucets thinking he could flush it, and it made it worse. It was over a 5,000 square foot house, and everything got impacted. So it was a rush. It just never turns out really good. But why the preachy podcast here is, well, recently we had to bail a dealer out from a botched install of an RO under the sink appliance. Everything looked great. I had to come out. The Calvary was sent out, and the homeowner was hovering and
watching you.
Hovering, and no water was coming from the faucet.
At all?
At all, no. It was,
just the RO faucet.
The RO faucet. Everything looked good. Everything was installed. And so what did I do? I read the instructions. And I sat down and in front of the homeowner. It says, you're the manufacturer, right? No, but yeah. So you're standing there, and it turned out that it was more screwed up, as I say, than a football bat. Everything was rushed, and a check valve was installed backwards. So the pump in the unit was deadheading. It had a pump against back pressure. And so resulting, it wouldn't shut off. No matter what we did, even we removed the check valve, take this thing out, put the wires through, put the thing after the instructions, and it wouldn't shut off.
Even after you fix the check valve?
Yeah. We figured the back pressure most likely hurt the pump.
Oh.
There's an internal shut-off mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And the back pressure, the severe back pressure, because my shoulders are drooped. The homeowner said, well, I ran it for a good 10 minutes. With no water coming. It's like driving your car for a good 10 minutes with no oil in it. It kept making noise, but I drove it anyway. And
then, check engine light.
Then the oil light came on.
Do they even have an oil light anymore?
No, yeah, we don't have an oil light in a reverse osmosis. Maybe we should. And to make it even worse, we had sold the unit as how quiet they are because they have a pump. And I says, they really purr. And the homeowner said, doesn't sound like it's purring to me. Sounds like a diesel truck going downhill. And I guess you all know what that is. It's the Jake brake, as we call it. And it was rattling around, making all kinds of noise. And their shipping screws were left in.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like your washing
was
machine.
that on the directions too?
In very fine print, I will have to say. It was in the fine print. And there should be a big arrow, kind of dumbass. Here's the screws. Take the screws out. And it did purr after the poor thing was brain damaged.
All that abuse.
It was brain damage, but it was purring. It was but it was.
And did the water come out of the faucet?
The water came out of the faucet, but it wouldn't stop coming out. That's the problem. I said, it's endless. Look, this thing's really working. How many? So, not to mention, there was hundreds of dollars that were lost to I call it the International Learning Fund. Yeah, we've all contributed to the International Learning Fund. And, as we always continually not to do this, what do we all say? Turn around and don't drown. Simple instructions, right? But yet people still drive through high water and die.
Yeah.
It just astounds me that people get caught up in it, but they, no, I'm going to just drive through. It's like, I think you should know that by now. Not a teenager. So we'll keep it short and sweet. If it's a new product, do a mock install before you install at the customers. Just have the gang around. And many of you probably do this. I've been to some stellar dealers, and it's like, wow. And they actually have a working water room where they can hook up and train, with appliances. It's not that hard to do. Just to have hoses and a mock sink. Just get a base from Home Depot or something and put it up and install and do a mock training. It would make my life a lot easier. So I really recommend that. What we do is, maybe you could do too, is we keep several control valves with different screens, different electronic screens, live in the office. So if someone calls up, we can actually fire up that version, if we have it, and of the most popular ones that we sell, and fire it up and go through. And like this morning, I think we did the same thing, and I think the wires were crossed on an install on a relay. We didn't find out yet. The jury's out.
And you're not sure if it came that way, it was...
The dealer sound pretty guilty. Because, the red wire? Yeah. I said, yeah, red on the bottom, black on top. But he had no reference, and there was nothing in the instructions, really, to have that, unless I had my brand new valve already mocked up. It was right there. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Did you do these wires? So I think he's headed to the job now. But Denise and I felt that we should do this quick podcast on reading the instructions. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of new products coming out.
There's tons of new stuff coming out. So I even get caught up like this RO. But I thought, man, but through all that, the owner of the dealership came by, and he was really impressed with it. He said, despite what happened, he said, wow, this is really nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to just do that. But
read the instructions. And if they don't come with instructions, let people know. Let us know.
Say, hey, look, it's not here.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's kind of no excuse. You can get online and kind of jump through and look. I was at a job, and I had to literally go out into the driveway, call the office here, have them send me the virtual. Right. Because there was no instructions.
Imagine there's YouTube videos galore.
At the job. Well, some are, some aren't. Some YouTube videos are left to be. I just installed a heater core, and I would have installed it wrong in my car because one guy said you install it from inside the car. And I said, genius. And sure enough, I installed it from the inside of the car, and it was so easy. But all these other guys said install it from the outside of the car.
Okay.
But yeah, stick with the manufacturer and the manufacturer's reps, and the manufacturer's instructions, which are all online. So everybody has an iPad or something. You should really load up the instructions because you can lose them.
We try to put them all on our website.
Our website, yeah. www.urbantaco.com. If you really get stuck,
you can call.
That's why you should trust the frog, everybody. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.